I think I'm live. I'm supposed to be live.
Now it's live.
The thing is happening. Okay. Sending this out to everybody. Sure. What is the link now?
It's in the chat.
Yay. In the chat. In the chat. In the chat. Yay. In the chat. Yay. Hi, everyone. And by everyone, I mean Sophocles. Yay. Okay. Literally, it's for one. So Sophocles is my friend Wayne.
Hi.
Wayne helped me make this work.
It was working earlier.
Yeah, for no good reason, and now
it
it's
just
not.
isn't.
At all. Shall I walk you to the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna go home.
Okay. Be right back. Thank you. I return. Okay. Yum. I can now do this for real. Hopefully it works now. Okay, so this is my second time doing a live stream, talking about my monthly things. Is the music okay? Is it too loud? Turning that down. Lest it be too loud. Okay. I found a album of public domain, old-timey Broadway from the 1920s, like when it was still operetta. So that's what we got. Yay. Good. Everything works. So, yeah. I am going to take a cue from this one YouTuber I like, Ollie Grossen. It's going to be nice and chill. I have some tea. I made myself a pot of green tea. Ta-da! So I'm going to just, right there. Barely colored water. Little iced tea for a lovely summer afternoon. Evening. It's still light here. Like the sun is setting as we speak. And lighting a candle because why not? Set the mood. I have my little purple LED IKEA lights on. So I'll have that as well. So yeah, welcome to my live stream. Fringe just happened. I'm both talking to you, Sophocles, and anyone else that ends up watching this. Oh, yay! Wayne's on there. Don't watch this while you're driving, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Wayne actually edited my last Trash Cinema video, and he's going to be filming my upcoming videos. So more about that in a hot second. So, for both of you and those in posterity, so the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival just happened here in town. It is this 12, almost 14-day long festival of art, theater, music, madness. It's wonderful. It's part of the Canadian Association of Fringe Theater Festivals. If you're unfamiliar, back in the 1950s, they started this network. Well, back in the 1950s in Edinburgh, Scotland, there was a arts and theater festival that was awesome and very exclusive, and you had to apply to be in it and put forth a proof of concept, and they would approve you to be in it or not, and it favored a lot of the same artists, and a lot of artists felt shut out. So a bunch of people said, you know what, we're going to go do our own thing, and they rented theater space out on the fringes of the town, and they ended up calling it the Fringe Festival, and that became their model, and that was in the 1950s, and then within just a couple decades, they became bigger than the arts festival they hoped to be the alternative to, and now there are theater festivals of that sort all over, in major cities throughout North America, throughout, um, Australia. There's ones around the world. The North American and Australian ones are the ones I'm most familiar with, but yeah, it's huge. It's the largest. The Edinburgh one is the largest arts festival in all of Europe. So, huh. The Orlando one is the longest running, um, one and biggest one in all of America, um, of the United States. The other largest one of all of North America is in Edmonton, and I went to that last year, and I'm going again this year. So this year, here's my artist's badge. Ah, ta-da. I did a show called Field Guide to Not Being an Asshole. I wrote it, and actually, this button right here, boop, if it'll show it. There we go. Try not get the thing. Is it working? Good. So that's my helpful asshole button from the festival. So yeah, that's my artist's badge. It's the first time I'd written a new show for the Fringe in like 2 years or so. It was really awesome. Uh, Delicious. I ended up actually selling out the entire run. We had 7 showings in a really small theater, mind you. It's only 60 something seats. But we sold out the entire run, all 7 performances, then got what they call patrons pick, where they give you a award, for having the most butts and seats in your venue. Each individual venue has 2 winners of that, the top 2. And so then I had a patrons pick encore performance on Monday, yesterday, and that one sold out several days beforehand, and it was just this lovely problem to have. I felt real unsure of it. It was the first time in 2 years I had written something, and it wasn't, in my opinion, my strongest work, and I could have spent more time on it. And yeah, but I'd just been flustered and feeling down and second guessing myself, and it was dumb. So, a lot of people liked it though, a lot, and it got really good reviews. So I plan on rewriting it and putting it up on chunks on YouTube. I know I've been doing that with Trash Cinema 101, and then I'm going to be doing that with some stuff from Field Guide to the Gays. I'm going to be putting more of those on my YouTube site and also up on my Facebook, because Facebook doesn't like YouTube. They don't want to play together. So, ta-da. I saw a whole bunch of shows I really admire from different artists. Let me think. I saw God is the Scottish Drag Queen, part 6. It's this Canadian performer that does a Scottish accent. His name's Mike Delamont. And yeah, he did this, just off the cuff, scripted, but feels off the cuff, stand-up routine as God wearing a pink floral power suit and a skirt and a bad shake and go bob wig. And it was lovely. And I've seen his act before, and this one was really, really good. I got to see that. I got to see a feminist sketch comedy show called Pack Animals that had this whole like camping theme to it, like Girl Scouts camping type theme to it. It was hysterical, really well done. They had this ongoing character, which was a fellow artist named Martin Dockery, who played the mansplainer. He kept hopping up there and explaining to everybody what was going on and like how to start a fire properly and all these things. He was a plant. He was an audience plant. They had totally agreed to that. They're going to be in Edmonton as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. Goodness. Other shows I saw. There was a show called Fire and Fury, The Seance, and it was this outdoor show. My friend Scott Browning did it, and actually I wasn't planning on seeing it until my friend Scott came up to me and was like, "What are you doing? Do you want to see my show right now for free? Come on." And like, okay, ran over there. He had this whole thing set up where they had a pre-recorded track broadcasting to wireless headphones, Everyone put on these gigantic over-the-head headphones. The actors put in little in-ear earbuds or monitors, um, and they basically did this operatic, 100% sung, pre-recorded track that they lip sync to, musical about a seance, and this girl lets the spirit inhabit her body, and it was cool. They make you like cross the street and let's go over here. It's safer over here. It was really interesting. It was a great. It was very. It was maybe 15 minutes long, 15 20 minutes long tops, more like 15. Um, Short, quick idea, good proof of concept. Especially looking at that, I was like, you could do a lot with this for future things, and I'm hoping he does. He is not on my Patreon, but I'll be yelling at him later for future things because holy crap, it was awesome. Um, Let me think. What else? By the way, feel free to like chat at me. I see, I see your chat room. I'm doing this old school. Long story short, I was trying to use this other software trying to make this stream happen, and the software for some reason wasn't talking to YouTube, and we have no idea why. Like, restarted everything, reset up everything, did it twice. Okay. So thank you. I'm glad you guys made it over here. So yeah. Sophocles, if you're still there in the room, if you and Amanda have any questions, feel free. I'm trying to think what else I did at Fringe that was like really awesome. Oh, there's a burlesque troupe of all guys, mostly male, burlesque troupe, called Boylesque Trio for Toronto, and they had a show called A Brief's History of Time, and they're a comedy burlesque troupe, and there was this whole theme of like what men are and what they were in the 21st century, and it was awesome and funny and strange, and I loved it. So that was cool. I'm trying to think what else I saw that was awesome. I was in Fringe Family Feud, which is this game show based around the Fringe. It was awesome. So yeah. Enjoying tea with me. I need to get more ice cubes because this is a lovely. It's that flowering tea. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. Ooh, pretty flowers in a teapot. Where do I get my shirt? Amazon. I did a number last month for the burlesque troupe that I'm with. That was based around the movie Us, and I really wanted to reveal a Hands Across America shirt, and it even has like the date. Oh, bam! And I made sure it was the yellow one that was in it, and yeah, I like it a lot. And it's just subtle enough that you wear it and people are like, why? So, Hands Across America. Wholesome. Fun. Cirque du Nuit. Yes. Me and Wayne actually went to go see that one. It was a very freeform script show, vaguely based off the book The Night Circus. And yeah, they did like some acrobatic acts and stuff, and it was very loose. And it was beautiful acrobatics and circus arts. So that was really cool to see. Goodness, who else did I see? Oh, I saw Goodbye. This show, a few friends of mine did. It was this drama about a guy with vignettes from his life, and you don't know that they're really vignettes from his life until later on. And he shows like all these little things about his life, and his sister is upset with him for not being there when his father died, their father died, and it takes a turn. It's really good. It's very emotional. Same thing with there was this other show that's it's a comedy, but also it's not. It's like a black comedy. It was called Meatball Seance, and it's by this touring artist from Chicago, um, named John Michael, and he did this whole show about how he found a new boyfriend and he wants to tell his boyfriend about his mom by making her meatball recipe with him. And when they make the meatball recipe, they can use that recipe to hold a seance and bring his mom back from the dead. And it's very sweet and very sad. And like he does all these audience participation things back and forth. And oh, I don't want to ruin it, but like he does some stuff there where he makes the audience chant stuff that is not cute. Like at first it's fun and then it's funny and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's sad. Like at one point he's making everyone chant like, meatball seance, and like either halves of the audience. And then at one point he turns to the audience, he's like, all right, everyone, now we're gonna chant what I yelled to the doctor when she died. Bring her back! Bring her back! And the whole audience starts chanting it, and everyone's kind of laughing, but also like realizing that there's a gravitas to what he's having us say, and it was good. I love comedy that has a turn to that, and I try to do that in some of my shows. This one, not as easily, but can you see that I'm very ambivalent about my job with this last one? Critically acclaimed. Lots of butts and seats. I wanted to rewrite it. So yeah. Ooh, when am I gracing you with my presence in the DC area? Now that I've done this show since you said you felt it wasn't your strongest material. Ooh, okay. Multi-step. As far as going up to the DC area, as soon as I can afford it, I'm really free right now. Like, I can go do anything. But it is a financial thing. So, depending, I might be able to do it sooner than later. Right now, actually, big ambitious thoughts. Up in Seattle, I have a handful of friends in Seattle that know a lot of people in the art scene, and there's a theater in Seattle called the Pocket Theater that puts on shows at no cost to the artist, and you do a ticket split instead. And the idea is they want to like be a platform for new artists and artists that wouldn't be sure they could afford doing a show otherwise. And you just have to provide some of your marketing material and your way up there. It's get here, put on a show, congrats. Aww, of a thing. If there was anything like that, where the venue goes in with you on a venture in the DC area, oh my God, I would figure that shit out. And Lord knows I know a couple people in DC, both you guys and a few others. So yeah, that'd be yummy. As far as, okay, now that you have done the show, since you said you felt it wasn't your strongest material, what did you feel you wanted to rewrite? Anything that hit you with oh, now I know what I wanted to say. Oh, that's a big one. Okay. I might be drinking the tea, but I'm also going to spill it. Okay. So, things I wanted to rewrite in this show. Overall, just in general, I felt that it was a little heavy-handed. So the premise was that it was a 12-step program, an intervention disguised as a comedy show. And that was the whole premise. And I knew I wanted to have that be like the underlying premise. But a lot of it felt like a good self-help speech that came off as sometimes funny instead of a funny speech that also has poignant self-helpy moments inside of it. And I wanted it to be the latter, and it was really more of the former. So in general, that was it. That said, I found little jokes here and there. It was just timing of a lot of jokes that I was like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to say it. And that actually came after preview night. We have this tech preview where also the press comes to it. And you can choose to have press there or not, or choose to have an audience there or not. You can do the tech preview all by yourself with you and your tech and your crew, and that's it. No one comes and sees it. And I chose not to do that, or I chose to do that this year, and I've done it most of my other years. I used to not. I used to feel I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared this year. But I'm glad I did it, because then opening night, it was much stronger. I wasn't grasping for jokes. I kind of figured out how I wanted to say things, even though the jokes weren't as strong as I wanted them to be. There was one joke that didn't land well in preview that did in the regular one. It was about being patient with yourself with change, where I'm like, believing your asshole can change is very important, and I go on this whole thing about it. The core of most people's activism, especially this one friend of mine that was the leader of Equality Florida, she believed that people can change. And if you don't believe that people can change, then there's no point in doing your activism. There's no point in putting through legislation or trying to change hearts and minds. So believing that people can change is a core tenet and the cornerstone of most people's activism. And it should be the cornerstone of why you want to not be an asshole anymore. If you believe that an old dog can't learn new tricks, you're probably right. I said, but please make sure. I just slipped right into my script. But please be sure that you're gentle with yourself and know that this isn't going to happen overnight. It may take 14 to 16 weeks and several applications, and I would click right in the middle there over, and up on the chart would come up a chart about anal bleaching and how if you want to go from the darkest of rectums to the lightest of rectums, it takes 14 to 16 weeks of applications, and it's this like matrix of butthole colors. And I found a PNG file of a jar of theoretical anal bleach and put it there with this little cartoon butthole that my friend Tammy drew. Opening night, the way I said it didn't land, and it wasn't a big joke, and people were like, oh. So preview night, rather, it didn't land. Opening night landed, and every other night after that, it felt better and better. And I started finding like ways to hold back on certain parts of the sentence, but I didn't know how to do that until I did it. And so preview felt more like a workshop, and that's frustrating. But it's part of it. And as I did the rest of the run, those 8 other performances, I'm like, okay. In general, I want to give it a overall like rework to be more 1950s-ish. I like the idea of mid-century ephemera school hygiene films of the 1950s, like the ones that are in the Perlinger archives and internetarchive.org. So yeah. Good to know. I don't want to rush it. Oh, no. You're not going to rush it. Trust me, you're not going to rush it. I take my sweet time with my stuff. In fact, in this case, I feel like I might have procrastinated too much. Straight up. Insert long speeches with my therapist about being gentle with myself as far as the creative process and having a writer's block, but also not letting it become procrastination, and not letting that procrastination be a form of self-harm. So who knew? So yeah, I plan on working on it over the next couple months. Right now, the number one priority of filming is both Trash Cinema 101 and Field Guide to the Gays. I want to start putting those up. I have a whole vocab section of Field Guide to the Gays that I'm going to break down into little itty-bitty chunks. That way it's more shareable. I'm going to call them the super gay word of the day. And then for Trash Cinema 101, I think we're starting with Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which was the gay nightmare film out of all the nightmare films. So, yeah, that's going to be festive and funny and strange. Um, doing it for Pride Month. Happy June. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. And then I think Phantom of the Paradise. Yeah. Yes. Yay! Thank you for making it home, Wayne. Thank you for not dying. Thank you for your help. So that was Fringe in a nutshell. There was a lot of artists that I would watch and go like, oh shit, I need to take more chances with that. Oh shit, I could be doing it here. Oh shit, I could be doing 100-seat house. But I chose 60 seats. It's great that I sold those out. But if I just added an ounce more hustle and had more seats to fill, this could have been a more financially viable, delicious festival, which wasn't bad. It also wasn't a windfall. So, yeah, no, I'll be fine for right now. Especially with the help of Patreon. So, seriously, y'all's help, even down to $1 amount, really, really helps. Seriously. Favorite character in Phantom of the Paradise and why? Thank you, Amanda. Oh my god. Okay, my number one impulse is I want to say Phoenix. Not Phoenix, sorry. Winslow, the Phantom himself. I know that's a cop-out. The main character is my favorite. I've always liked main characters, almost always. Out of all the Sailor Scouts, I love Sailor Moon the most. I do. She's ditzy and weird and loud and has the most interesting story arc stuff to her. Also, they give her the coolest things to do. So I like that. So for Phantom, I like that he is jealous and weird and nebbish at the beginning, and is nerdy and weird and easily flustered at the beginning of the show. And then he turns into this manic, I was framed, and then like clutching his teeth when he realizes he's going to lose them, and then escaping from jail, and then the wrecking the record press, getting caught in the record press, theoretically killing the security guard. Apparently there's a deleted scene where he kills the security guard, and they found like still shots of it, but it never made it to any physical copy of the film or theaters. So, and then like the whole rest of the time he's this lurky, weird guy with the robotic vocoder distorted voice. It's just such a cool character the whole time. I would say second to him, I really like Swan. He's just so debonair and cool and says the word faggot when in real life, Paul Williams, remember that whole thing about Anita Bryant and the boycott of Florida orange juice? Paul Williams was one of like the big proponents of it, and he's straight. Like, he was down with the gay community back when it wasn't that cool to do that. He was like, I have no problem with this. Fuck them. Like, so he was really cool. And plus he wrote all these great songs by the Carpenters and for the Muppets and like all these things that are in the American idiom. This great pop singer, songwriter of his time. So I respect him a lot too. I of course like Phoenix and Beef a lot, or the oh no, let me throw Swan out. I like him and all. The 3 band members, the band that keeps coming back as the Juicy Fruits, the Undead, is the Beach Bums? What's their Beach Boys incarnation? I think that's really funny. That they keep on remodeling themselves as to what the newest fad is in the record industry in the microcosm of the film. I like that a lot. So I think that's one. So yay. So either Phantom, close second, the recycled band in all their different incarnations. I sing Special Like You sometimes, like when I'm just alone in the car. Like, we need a man who do. And they have the entire soundtrack on Google Play Music. For the longest time, that was a hard film to get the soundtrack to, and now it's everywhere. So, yay, fandom's taking over. Thank you. That's a good question. Let me think. Oh, okay. Other things going on. So tomorrow there is a pageant. There is a national pageant. Let me start there. Called Miss Comedy Queen, and it is a drag pageant where different drag performers come out of any gender variety and perform. It's a fundraiser, so you get a title and a crown if you win it. But it's more to raise funds for this one local charity called the Barber Fund, which helps out people living with cancer, basically to help pay their bills or get them care packages of, home goods and things to comfort them, and little bare necessities that, your HSA does not cover. Just little care packages that friends and family may or may not be giving you. They want to make sure people are getting slightly taken care of with that. So they raise funds for that. It's called the Barber Fund, named after a local drag performer, John Tweeka Barber, who passed away 10 years ago? 5 years ago? No, 10. 5 or 10 years ago, to a rare form of cancer. And it was a big deal. And so, yeah, the founder was close friends with them, and a lot of people in the theater community knew them. So anyway, so it's this fundraiser for it, and they have 2 spin-off pageants, which are happening in unison tomorrow night over at Parliament House. It is the Miss Lady Comedy Queen pageant and the Mr. Comedy Queen pageant, and both of those are aimed for people that are not drag performers, of either gender or any gender, depending on which binary award you want to go for. So Miss Lady, it's mostly either cisgender women or trans women that don't consider what they do drag necessarily, that want to go for that title. And then vice versa, they have Mr. Comedy Queen, which is the same thing. It's a comedy title. You get a crown and bragging rights, and you get to put it on all your press stuff. So that's cool. And I have heard many people that are associated with it lecture me on how I need to apply. At minimum, just go out there, give it my all, have fun, and who knows. Boop, boop. So, yeah, I'm finally taking their advice after 2 years of being barked at about it. And so I'm going to go do it. So today, this afternoon, I went on this frantic thing. I just saw your thing. We need someone super like you all the time. I'll drink to that. Thank you. I need to get more ice in a second, so I'm gonna go do that in a second. Like most pageants, you have several categories. So, Miss America, you have the swimsuit category, and then evening gown category, and then question and answer, and a lot of drag pageants follow that. This, since it's a spinoff of a other pageant, from a proper drag pageant, they simplify it, and they combine both Miss Lady and Mr. Boop, boop, into one big night. So the only categories are formal wear and comedy talent. So you come out in your formal wear, they give you a moment, apparently you do a little and then you walk right on back, and that's it. And I just borrowed a jacket from a friend. I was frantically looking at 2 different drag stores / costume shops in town for it today. I didn't get any chance during Fringe. I was so burnt out and just focused on doing the show every day and staying up super late every night, just socializing, fraternizing with all these artists that I know from the road / this local festival, that I didn't get to it. So I pushed it off until today, and I was like, okay, this is my one day off between gigs, between the festival ending yesterday and then today. So I ended up getting the jacket. And this is it. It's just, a nice, comes with slacks. I don't fit into the slacks, but the jacket barely fits, but it fits nonetheless. It is just this hideous, delicious. I cannot wait. So that's going to be my jacket for tomorrow. Dang. I really can't wait. It's going to be festive. So yeah, that's going to be tomorrow evening. And then for my comedy talent thing, I'm going to just do a clip from my show Field Guide to the Gays in a separate outfit. I think I'm going to come out wearing this t-shirt that I have that is this dude in a sling. Is this dude in a sling, and it says, "You're not my real dad." And it's like a mirror image on the bottom of it. Like, it is the most filthy shirt that I have. So I think I'm going to do my little stand-up bit with wearing that shirt, like, fingerless gloves and like spikes, and just do my little Field Guide to the Gays bit, wearing this S&M-y, gross, naughty shirt. So 2 different looks. I'm nervous. I want it to go well, and I actually I have never cared about a pageant before, and I kind of care about this, just a little. It'd be lovely to have, and especially as I'm going on tour. Marketing is such an ugly, weird beast, because it's tooting your own horn and being your own hype man, and I don't like that. I think we all know a lot of people that have drunk their own Kool-Aid and they're kind of full of themselves. And I try not to be that ever in my life, and yet you have to be that a little bit to successfully promote your own material as a performing artist. So I don't like that part. So there's a lot of hey, this great show, I'm an award-winning performer, and here's my titles, and here's all my things, and here's my reviews, okay, bye. And so I blurt it all out there and leave. And just learn to hold your head high as you toot your own horn, because that's what gets people in butts and seats and ticket sales. So, and then they stick around for the good product, and hopefully the good product speaks for itself. So, I've got to go do that with my next show of bringing Field Guide to the Gays back up to Edmonton. So having a national pageant title might help, might look good on marketing material. Winner, National Mr. Comedy Queen. Fuck yeah. 2019. And it rhymes. Mr. Comedy Queen 2019. Forever. I'm ready. So that's that. After that, I have thank you cards going out. Yep. Going to be sending out thank you cards to everybody. Everybody that is on that whole getting a note card thing. So if that's you, Sophocles, thank you. If not, this is me saying thank you here. I think it is you. But yeah, I'm going to be sending people thank you cards, and if people are on the merch level, I want to send them those butthole buttons. I have a whole scat of those, so I'm going to be doing those Thursday, and then preparing my burlesque show number for Friday. I'm doing a whole burlesque number to Fozzie Bear. They're having a whole Jim Henson themed night at the Big Bang Boom Cabaret where I perform. So that'll be Friday night, and I'll perform this big Fozzie the Bear number that I mixed. It starts with the audio Simon Smith and his Dancing Bear, which they did as a number on the show. So I got an album version of that and perform part of that. Then it's does a little sound effect spin. Has this audio clip from the Muppets TV show, the most recent version, where Fozzie Bear talks about, like, you say that you're dating people, or you're a bear looking for love, and you get a lot of wrong responses. Well, not wrong, just wrong for me. And I'm like, oh, you made a gay bear joke, and it's canon. Fozzie the Bear made a canon bear joke, like, so boop, in there. And so I changed from that to this whole thing of like him loving a whoopee cushion. So like this gigantic 4-foot whoopee cushion, which, hold up, it's a pool float. It's a 4-foot whoopee cushion that I'm doing this number with. And it's a little small. It's, it's nothing big. It's just, this small, demure whoopee cushion with a fake valve on it. So I'm gonna like pretend to squeeze this, and I mixed in audio of Pee Wee Herman doing that balloon thing from the new Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie. So I'm going to do it to that. So I'm going to like mount the thing as you hear air escaping over the track from the whoopee cushion of Pee Wee Herman mixed over the song Teddy Bear by Elvis. So there's that. You've got a butt, we've got teats. It's what? You've got a butt, we've got seats. Toot toot. Is that a Fozzie thing? Did he say that once? So yeah, it's a busy ass week. Then Saturday is Gay Day at the Magic Kingdom. There's been a schism in Gay Day. Gay Days. Quick rundown. So back in the day, Gay Day was originally a grassroots movement of just visibility and activism. You show up to Magic Kingdom wearing a red t-shirt, you be seen, and you just are there at the Magic Kingdom. And slowly but surely, of course, other events sprung up around it. And basically a whole circuit party thing. Oh, you've got a butt, we've got seats, toot toot. Oh, it was to promote my show. Thank you. I should say that. Willem Belli says, if you've got a check, I've got a talent. Like, ooh, girl, yes. So whatchamacallit? Butts and seats, Fozzie. Oh, so Gay Day. So there's been a schism. So this like circuit party sprung up around it, and like several different versions. So there's like one group called One Mighty Weekend, then there's a whole thing of just bear programming, then there's like lesbian programming, and these are like different hotel parties, like with evening nightlife stuff. Some rent out local water parks, like they used to rent out Wet and Wild just for the bears. That's its own thing. Meanwhile, one group codified Gay Days with a S, plural, registered that, and turned it into a huge hotel party, as well as now other gay vacation parties. And they couldn't get the host hotel they wanted, so they moved it from June, which had always been the first Saturday in June, to August, when they could get the host hotel that they wanted. And so there's kind of been a schism, and some people are still doing stuff in August, but a lot of people are very particular on wanting to stay in June. So all these other major groups, including the Bear Party, the Lesbian Party, and like a general like evening event, have all moved their stuff over to being first weekend in June, or stayed as first weekend in June. So that's going to be exciting and weird. And I'm hoping that the community has enough room for both. I always wanted us to move all of our stuff back to June, especially after Pulse. Like, June's Pride Month because of the Stonewall riots, and it's the 50th anniversary of it this year. And Orlando moved their Pride Parade to October because it's often really, really hot and really, really rainy in late June for us. So they moved it to October, and now thanks to global warming, it's still really, really hot and really, really rainy. So it feels very like, what's the point? So personally, I always wanted everything to be in June. Let's just freaking pack Pride Month with stuff, and then meh. And now it's spread out to several months, and I don't know how I feel about that. So that's the thing. Oh, the Bear Jamboree. Okay, so that's a thing at Gay Days. They were you there? That was when the proposal to Danny happened, right? Huh. Anyway, Sophocles. Yeah, Country Bear Jamboree. 1 o'clock at a Country Bear Jamboree, all the bears take over, and it's lovely. I highly advise it as an event. It's funny. So yeah, that'll be my week. Gay Days basically begins my like relax weekend where I'm just like, nope, not worrying about it, not obsessing over things. I'm just gonna let it be an evening for me to like a day for me to relax. Sunday, a friend is having a pool party. I am looking forward to having a nice, relaxing weekend. And then next week, start filming. Me and Wayne, there's a resource at our local library called Melrose Center, and it's super technologically out there, and they have like the best technology and all these like sound recording booths, and heck, they even have like textile making. Like if you want to learn to sew or 3D print, they have classes for that. Basically, you can use all these facilities as long as you take classes proving a slight proficiency and you're not going to break anything. That's it. Ta-da. So they go in there and do that. And so they have a video lab, including like really nice green screen. And as much as I loved filming that intro video late at night in my bedroom just alone, I really am looking forward to the idea of being back on a green screen, because that one Field Guide to the Gays video that's out there that I did right after Pulse was on a green screen with like stark white background keyed in afterwards and in post, and it looked really good. And I'm like, okay, I want to get back to that. So Wayne campaigned on me doing that, and he took some classes, and so he's going to help me film that and edit that. And yeah, I'm very fortunate to have a cool person like Wayne in my life. So he's good people. So thank you, Wayne. Yeah. Yay, good. I could have sworn you were part of that extravaganza, Soph. I thought that was when we first met. My mind is full-blown Swiss cheese in general. And then this week I'm Fringe fried. That's when you get fried from Fringe. It's like being fried from a con, like a convention, but like imagine if the convention was every day for 2 weeks almost. That's what this has been. Yeah, actually it was over 2 weeks, because it was 2 Saturdays ago was my preview. Then I had 4 days to get the show back together for first performance on 2 Wednesdays ago. Then it was 2 weekends. So it's been, yeah, it was 2 weeks and 2 days, 16 days for me total. And so my brain is very crispy right now. I'm very glad that I have a jacket and things are falling into place, and I can't wait. Tomorrow's going to be fun. I'm just going to let it be fun. Go out there, be silly, and maybe get a crown. That'd be awesome. So yeah. Yeah, things and stuff. Is there any more questions you guys have? I know I've been talking now for almost an hour. Sorry again for it taking forever to get this stream started. I just forever ever? forever, ever. So yeah, I really appreciate all your love and support. Yeah, tell me if there's anything you want me to answer. I'm going to quickly go grab more ice cubes so I can finish some of this green tea. And then, yeah, we might call it a thing. BRB. LOL. Rafflecopter. Okay, I'm back. So is this ambiance doing it for you? Purple light, little flickering candlelight over here still. How dare you walk the dogs, Wayne? How dare you? I was saying nice things about you if you went away. If you didn't hear. Oh, is that some ASMR? Hold on, let me. ASMR. Listen to the eyes. Okay. That's... What am I doing with my life? What? Anyway. June show. Oh! So yeah. For Big Bang Boom Cabaret, I've been doing mostly their stuff month to month. So last month was their noir theme. So we had this whole like dark spooky show, which is actually where the shirt is from. I did the whole Us number. I did a number that was to the song List of Demands by Saul Williams, but I opened it with this audio quote from the Broadway version of Stephen Sondheim's Assassins, where Emma Goldman, the famous socialist anarchist, had this speech called like "What Does Man Do?" And she basically rattles off when someone realizes that their poor position in life is not because of fate, but because of the cruelty of their own man and by how society is built. What do you do? And it's a rhetorical question in hopes to say, like, yeah, you go change things. And so in the musical, it's like this crazed assassin of the president hears it and gets a hold of that. And they, of course, try to politicize his act when it was not political at all. And try to blame Emma Goldman. But it's like a footnote in the show. Anyway, so I took that audio clip, threw it at the beginning of the number, and I like drew the hands joined together thing on a big piece of butcher paper on the wall in black crayon. Fun fact, you can order Crayola colors in a pack of 8 of just one color off Amazon. So I bought like a pack of 8 black Crayola crayons. It was awesome. I did not know that you could do that. And it comes in a very nondescript box. It's like Crayola, 8 colors or 8 crayons. And it doesn't say what's inside. So that would make a really funny goth gift. Just buy a pack of 8 Crayola crayons. And it looks, oh, crayons. And you open it, it's all black. Like, anyway. So now you know. So I did that last month. This month is the Jim Henson, Fozzie the Bear one. And the next month is a hip-hop theme. And I think I'm doing the song Call Ticketron by Run the Jewels, which is badass. If you have not looked it up, Call Ticketron, is the name of the song by Run the Jewels. Wayne played it for me, and I'm like, ooh, that's what I want to do. I kind of wanted to do the song World Destruction by Time Zone, which was the collaboration between Afrika Bambaataa and John Lydon of Sex Pistols / Public Image Limited. But I don't know. I felt like I've gotten my political bent out of my system right now between Feel Good to Not Being an Asshole. Oh yeah, back to it. Feel Good to Not Being an Asshole. When I rewrite it, I want to turn it into just being called How Not to Be an Asshole and have it be a 1950s like children's instructional film, like Ephemera, that sort of thing. I think I said that earlier. But yeah, one of the things I want to change was even the title. Because Field Guide is great for like fringe purposes, but I don't want to be tied into just Field Guide everything. Oh, okay. The 3-act collaboration one. Thank you, Wayne. I have a lot of things going on. It's in July, if I'm not mistaken. I believe. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's a local theater / art foundation that's done out of a person's house. It's the Timucua Arts Foundation. It's this white house in the middle of a neighborhood with lots of property. So they have like parking and people park on the street. And they do various art installation things and musicians and dance and stuff. And it's basically in someone's house that they've converted over slightly, barely, into being more of a performance space than anything. So it's a non-traditional space. And there's like 3 levels, like balconies, where the audience normally can sit and look down onto the living room space where performances can be, including some seating in the living room space. This one, they want to reverse it, where the entire living room space will be the seating, and the act will be happening on 3 different levels that were the balconies. And they had 3 different playwrights or playwriting groups. So like one is a duo piece that they wrote, one is a solo, and a third is a solo. I'm the third of 4 acts. Right now we're calling it 3 stories. I don't know what they're going to call it eventually, but they commissioned me to go ahead and write a piece, and they did it Exquisite Corpse style, where one person started writing their piece, and by the end of a certain month they were supposed to turn in their piece and at minimum have a final line. They could go back and edit if they needed to. They had a little wiggle room before they started casting and rehearsing, but they had to have a final line. That final line was given to group number 2 to be the starting line of their piece, and so on. And this will then be performed story 1 on the top story, story 2 performed middle, story 3 on the lowest of the 3 balconies. I'll be the lowest of the 3 balconies. And all we knew of each other's pieces was just the final line, and we had to start our piece with that. So my starting line was, quote, "What did you say?" And at first I wanted to have that be a whole thing where, like, making someone repeat them, like, "What did you say?" But instead I turned it into like a open-ended, "What did you say next?" So I just, "What did you say?" So instead it was like, "What did you say?" Boop, boop. And so it's 2 people, a couple, reading a letter that one guy's mom has written to him. That's like this long lost apology that he never got. I would be lying if I didn't say this was vaguely autobiographical. So yeah, it's this whole like apology letter, and it's a 1-night only performance, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I am not performing it. I am not directing it. I just wrote it, and I'm very happy having just written something for once. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, and that's gonna be my little like summer thing. God. Then in August, if I'm spacing these out properly, August then is the Sick and Wrong Film Festival locally, which is a local film festival that my friend Steven puts on down at Enzion. I think he's still doing it at Enzion, where local filmmakers submit weird, wrong, dirty films, and various people judge and put in categories. And so I was given the option of what category I wanted to do, and I ended up choosing Weirdest Boner is the award I'm going to be judging. So any show with like weird sexual content is basically any movie with the weird sexual content is basically the litmus test of it. My music stopped. Let me continue. Boop. Yay. More music. The name of the song is If Washington Should Come to Life. Sung by Billy Murray and Edison Rankle. I love old-timey music. I'm doing this for all my streams now, by the way. I think I found my formula. Like, I like this. So, yeah. So Sick and Wrong Film Festival followed directly by flying out to Edmonton for the Edmonton Fringe Festival, where I'm doing Field Guide to the Gays again. And that's that. That's my whole summer. Don't know what September, October holds. I hope something. September, October, maybe. I'm just like telling you guys everything, so thank you. I just put in for RIP tour guide for Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if I'll get it. They have auditions based around it. So if I do get asked to go do an audition and pass the audition and get a gig doing that, that will then be my August, September, October, because August they train directly after Edmonton Fringe is over, like literally the same night. Like if I have a performance that final Sunday, I get right on my plane, come back home, sleep for a couple hours, put on my clothes, go into first day of training. So part of me wants it. Part of me also is into the idea of sleeping. But gigs are gigs, and having a gig for those couple months would be awesome. So yeah, that would be September, October into early November for me. And then who knows what's after that. That would then put me into festival application season. And I would just need a couple gigs over the winter. Maybe Winter Mini Fringe would help, and I don't know. So yeah, throughout this, more filming, more videos, more online stuff, more podcasts. I need to sit down and do some podcasts soon. Apparently Squarespace, I have a Squarespace that I'm setting up very soon. And apparently Squarespace does podcast hosting, as I came to find out. So I need to look further into that. I just saw a little blurb about it. I'm like, okay, if that's true, then let me throw that out there. Anyway, I've been talking for an hour, and I feel like I'm boring you guys. I'll continue to drink iced tea if it pleases, but cheers. Do you guys have any final questions for me before I call it an evening? This has been lovely, by the way. Like, I really, really love that we've been doing this. Boop. Liking things on my phone. Blah. Okay. So, things for tomorrow, setting up. One of the things about doing my show, if I do a piece from tomorrow, I have to set up the AV equipment, and I need help with that. So let's see how that works. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the hearts, Wayne. Yay. So yeah, Soph, if you have any questions, if you and Amanda have any questions, we can call it a day. Otherwise, yeah, I'll keep on doing these as a monthly thing. I know only just a couple people watch them, but it's fine. I would rather do them than not. You know what I mean? And I promised them in the stuff. So yeah. Yay. Thank you for a lovely evening. Yeah, well anyway, I will sign off then. Thank you so much for an awesome evening. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being a patron of my stuff. Yeah. Hope you guys have a beautiful, delicious evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.